Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of Slaying 101 here on Game Nights. I am your host and your keeper of monsters and your person who is supposed to know all the rules to the game they're running, but guess what? They don't. Savvy. Hello. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Real quick, I don't think I have any announcements, but you just watched our wonderful pre-roll video that lists all of the great shows that we have here on the channel. If you're live with us on Twitch, thanks for being here. You can join our Discord and talk to us about all of our shows, our schedules below our faces. You know the deal. You've watched this show before. You know what's happening. Our next live stream after this one will be Tuesday. I don't know what we're playing this week. Sean, what are we playing this week on Tuesday?
Overarms.
We're playing Overarms. We're doing another one shot of Overarms. Sean's running it. It's going to be great. 7 p.m. Eastern time. And everything else is on our aforementioned schedule. My schedule's completely packed, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Go to my Twitter. You know where to find me. I'm going to let the people around me introduce themselves instead. We're going to start with GB.
Graybeard of Graybeard Tavern. Follow my Twitter for my schedule. It's simplified. It's Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays now. So it's pretty easy. I'm with these guys on Fridays and Sundays, and on my own channel Sunday. Way too early for most people. And Thursday nights, I'm over at Indoor Adventurers, where I play a bugbear. He's a lot of fun. Hugurk. Yeah, that's me, GB.
It's me now. Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter's at Greasid. I'm here a couple nights a week. Woot! If I'm doing other things, I'm sure I'll tell you, because we're friends. That's what friends do, right? They keep each other, like, posted on stuff, right? Yeah, that's what we do. I'm tired. Today I am playing Salgas. She's half demon and she's chosen. For what? Well, we don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. I'm gonna have caffeine now. RJ, it's you!
Oh, bye!
Special guest time!
Hey everybody, I'm the special guest today. It's me, RJ. Today I'll be playing Ajax, the Chosen. Or no, the Initiated. Wow! I'm already messing it up. Typically, I'm here on Thursdays, every other Thursdays, and every other Saturdays, respectively. You can see it on my Twitter at rjustice282, also on Twitch. Tonight, you'll see me over at the Indoor Adventures, also on Monday, the Indoor Adventures. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
You had 3 games today too, didn't you, dog?
I had 3 games today!
Holy crap!
This is my second game. Tonight's third game. It's 5th meal. 4th meal.
And following that up, it's me, Underachiever of the Year, Rob, or Bonus Stage Rob, or Bonus_Stage_ Rob. I have 3 games like a month at this point. I mean, let alone a day. So, RJ, you beautiful, beautiful son of a bitch. Yeah, you can find me here. That's about it right now, or on Twitter at Bonus Stage Rob. Things are in the works that I'm not sure what shape they're taking, but I'm doing things with Diefall. So if you like Diefall, that's twitch.tv/runawayrobot_. His D&D content, Diefall, it's dope. I don't want to talk about it yet, partially because I didn't figure it out yet. So, but it's happening. At some point. LB, please.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on Twitters and Twitch. You can see me next on Indoor Adventure with RJ tonight, where I'm revealing a new character. Think Gnome Batman, but aim a lot lower, and that's what I'm going to be playing. And then you'll see me Monday on Indoors channel. Tuesday I'll be streaming on my own channel around 2 or 3 o'clock. And then back here, Rob, are you stealing the spotlight from me right now? Do you mind? I have a lot of things that I have to get through, okay?
I'm sorry. I realized my hair was really stupid, and then I made it dumber, and I gave up.
Bob Squatch.
Just check my Twitter for all my stuff. I do something almost every day. But yeah, I will hand it back over to our leader, I guess.
Which is
Nope,
me, I guess, because I haven't
nope,
done my
nope,
thing.
nope.
I
Hi,
meant the group leader,
I'm
not the
No.
Sean,
No,
the
you're not in
leader
charge
of this gang, also known as the Kraken King, soon to be the leader Kraken King on Twitter. Gonna check to see if that's taken once I'm done here.
I
I'm
can't believe
all
you've done this.
I'm all over the place, not just figuratively and literally speaking. Well, no, not literally speaking because I'm just here. I'm streaming here almost every day except for Mondays and Wednesdays. My schedule is pinned to my Twitter, though it is wrong, and I realize that every week when I sit here. Cool thing coming up this week, other than Overarms on Tuesday, Friday for Neon Souls, we'll have a super special guest. If you want to come join us for that at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I should know the time of the game that I run.
Everybody's making faces like, is it me? It's none of you.
It's none of you.
Like 3 of you were like,
Well, I was just wondering, you said super special. I mean, I've been on there. Am I not super special?
you're super special to choke.
You're super
Okay, wait.
special.
The character choke.
Oh.
Should I tune
Oh,
in?
no.
Let's see what's going on there. Is it
Same. I gotta go.
things get a little hinky?
Thought about it, said it anyway.
I didn't do any of this. That's me, and my schedule was somewhere in there. Back to you, Santa, former leader.
Thanks. I'll kill your characters. No, the only reason I was saying that was if you wanted to say who the guest is, but we can keep it a secret. It's fine. It's none of these people. We're not here to do any of that today. I warned everyone that I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. So it's gonna be one of those. Welcome to our super special guest. This is what it's like. We're gonna go ahead and get started here playing Monster of the Week because it's so entrenched in my brain that hopefully I don't have to think about it that much. Last time on Slaying 101, a lot of drama, I think, is really what I'll call it. Happened. Travis and Sally ran from the police when Detective Amy Mitchell came for Travis to try and arrest him for a string of robberies and now a gunshot injury that had been perpetrated across Cedar Grove. Almost immediately, they set to work trying to figure out who was impersonating Travis because they knew he didn't do it. He especially told his friends that he wouldn't have waved at a camera and left a gun at the scene of a crime. He's a better criminal than that. Someone is impersonating Travis and doing crimes around Cedar Grove. Research was done. We've narrowed it down to a couple of different creatures or causes that it could be. And while a couple of you are waiting outside, 3 of you are infiltrating a meeting of a new group you met. A couple of you had popped down after Sally had a vision to a bookstore downtown and met a monster who was a clerk behind the counter. She invited the 2 of them to a meeting. They've brought Travis along. Travis has disguised himself as Wynn. A lot's going on. But before we pick back up there, I think that's all the important stuff that happened last week. Quick rundown. Before we pick back up there, we're going to venture back into the time break.
The time break.
Because, thanks, because we have all of our players back. So, venturing back a few weeks to the beginning of this break, we fade in on one Victoria, who has been thinking about a conversation she wants to have with Wynn.
She's gonna text Win and just say, "Hey, Can we talk today? Are you busy?
Boy, those are the worst words to get in a text. When sees them, panics, text back. Yeah, totally. I'm free. Just studying a bit. Yeah. Well, what's up?
I just want to talk. Can you can we meet somewhere, or where are you?
I'm at the Haven right now.
Oh, cool. I'll just come over.
Cool.
She blinks and you blink and she's right next to you.
God damn it! Can you at least warn me, like, to let me know you're gonna do that before you just like pop in?
I said I'll be right there.
Usually that means like 15-20 minutes in Cedar Grove.
All right, fair. I will tell you when I'm blinking.
All right. What? Just like shuffles, like kicks some clothes under the bed, straightens up a little bit. What's up?
Well, I've been thinking about summer. Remember we talked about what we wanted to do?
Yeah.
Well, I got an invitation from my aunt to go visit her over in Italy.
Oh. That sounds
So,
cool.
Yeah, so I was thinking I might go do that. It involved a lot of training, because they found out that I can do the whole ghost vision thing. And yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, that sounds odd. You should definitely do that. I mean, I'm just gonna be stuck here starting work and stuff. So I mean, I guess. I mean, how long will you be gone for?
Well, at least a few weeks. When are you starting work?
End of the summer.
Oh, the end of the summer.
I mean, there's not like a real start date. I mean, I'm kind of always working. It's like
Right.
they're setting me up in the museum. I don't know. They said sometime in the next couple months.
Okay. Well, would you want to go with me?
To Europe?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
No, that'd be fun.
You will be surrounded by people who can read your mind or see the future, or they're all my family members, so. I mean, you can think
Yeah,
about it
no.
if you need.
No. That's still that'd be good. You know, maybe I should ask Rex if they're no. I'll be fine. I'll be good.
Well, I don't think they'll be upset if you want to wear the amulet. You feel more comfortable.
No, I should. Yeah, no, I'll be fine. I need the practice, right?
Right. Okay. Well, I should warn you about one of my cousins. She's a pyrokinesis user, so she can set fires with her mind.
Oh,
Yeah. But we can talk about it later. I'll make you a flow chart of all my family. It's kind of big. You know,
right.
Italians.
No, that sound yeah, that'd be good. I'll talk to Donovan and let him know. I'll probably have to pitch this to. We might have to swing by London.
Sure.
Because
Maybe
if
we
I'm
can
gonna
go see your friend.
which
The
Which
nerdy
friend?
one. The one who
Abby?
like lives here.
yeah, I mean, I guess we could. I assume she'll still be there. Yeah. No, I'll just I need to talk. Like, when are we leaving? Like
Next week.
next week, right? Yeah. I should also tell Trav since he'll be kind of alone here.
All right.
Yeah. No, that.
You know what? I'm gonna go tell him. Why don't I do that?
Okay. All right. I'll start getting ready. Cool.
Cool. But don't worry, it's okay to be nervous.
Good. Good.
It'll be fine, trust me.
All right.
She'll give him a kiss and then walk out and walk down to Travis's room. Hey, Travis?
Yes.
Hi. I just want to let you know that I'm stealing Win away for a few weeks. We're going to Europe.
All right.
I also wanted to tell you something else. And she like puts her hand on his shoulder. I had a vision last night. And it had to do with you. It's not very clear, but I have some words for you and I need you to take them seriously, all right?
All right, lay it on me. What am I dying?
No. Beware the golden fur, the false eyes, and the burning night. Okay?
Golden fur, false eyes, burning night.
All right, if you have any questions or if I see if you need me or anything, just let me know. Just text me. But I need you to take this seriously, all right?
All right, you're not like fucking with me, are you?
Travis, have I ever fucked with you?
Yes.
Well, I guess you might never know. Have a good one.
Terrific. Enjoy.
And we will go to yes, we will go.
And they go. Very nice. Put a little bow on that one. All right. The other thing we wanted to address was Sally's. In the meantime, doing a little bit of research. Perhaps asking for help.
Yeah. I got a name and a, I guess, occupation for the person that apparently said my prophecy that they think is about me. So I wanted to do some research on her.
Okay, how would you like to go about this?
I'll rope Rexy in. Hey, I have some info, I think. I mean, if you don't mind looking through, or I don't know, maybe Banshee has a record or something.
Do you want them involved or not?
Peripherally, you came across a name seemed important. Do they got anything? Something like
Cool.
that?
That
Low priority for him?
works for me.
Okay. I'll look through Abby's stuff and see if we got anything laying around. Yeah. I'll look
All
through
right.
our library.
So we want to investigate. Rex, you want to do some investigating, or do you want to call in the agency?
I'll assist first.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there.
All right, let's have an investigate a mystery.
Roll 20. Not today, okay? Just do your thing. Okay. Thank you.
She's
That is
done
a
it.
10.
That is a 10. All right, so you can ask a couple of questions.
Coolness.
What are you looking for?
Okay, that's interesting. As far as I know, she's a person. Can I flavor, like, where did she go? Like, who was she? Where was she from? That sort of thing. Like, background info.
Sure. You and Rex start doing some research, pulling some files, just kind of on the periphery, kind of doing a little bit of digging without having to ask too much permission to get into things. You don't find an Ellie farthing. You find an Eloise, her daughter Eleanor, and her daughter Elizabeth, all Farthings,
Shit.
a family that has lived in the area as far as you can tell, at least going back those generations.
Okay.
But they're local.
They are local. Ooh. Local as in, is anyone around still?
Yeah. Elizabeth Farthing is somebody, Rex, I think you
I was
could
just gonna
find
say
this.
social media.
Yeah, somebody, she doesn't have a big presence on social media, but she did graduate from OSU about 5 years ago.
Cool. Alumni. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess, what can they do? Like any info about their prophecies? How accurate? Is this a thing? Is there only one? Is there lots?
It's hard to say. There's not a lot written down about them. Her, especially Elizabeth, her school records don't exactly say, and also maybe psychic.
Fair.
But yeah, you start to pull a couple of things, looking specifically for this prophecy that you have. Obviously, with Rex's help, you have access to some different information. As far as you can tell, the only thing that has been tied to this name is that single one.
Okay. You want to go on a field trip?
Sure.
Let's go say hi.
Bikes or my big rig?
Bikes is fine, but maybe we should rope someone in that's actually good at talking to people. I have a feeling I might scare them off.
We can play bad cop, worst cop.
Don't know how well that's turned out in the past. Trav?
Yeah.
Favor. Will you come with us and help us chat with potentially a psychic that did a prophecy about me? Or at least like her granddaughter or something?
Okay. Just because we're in weird time space here. Is this post conversation with Victoria?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, prophecies. The flavor of the week. Let's go.
What does that mean?
Victoria had a vision about me. Not like in that way, but I mean, could have been in that way. That'd be weird. Don't like that. Hopefully not in that way.
What'd she say?
Something.
Golden fur, far's eyes, burning. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, golden fur, false eyes, burning night. Not sure if it's night, like nighttime, or night as in like dude with a sword.
Interesting.
Well, I'm sure one will be a lot more obvious. Anyway.
Rexy's already typed it in and hit Google.
Okay. Yeah. On Google search, I don't think you find anything particularly interesting.
Isn't there a golden fleece? Like Jason and the Argonauts? Something like that?
Is that a ska band? Oh wait, that's the Aquabats. Argonauts are the... Yeah, okay.
The Greek ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe ask, have we talked to Hector yet? I don't even... This is so timey-wimey. Yes. No, we've not talked to Hector. Never mind, I'm not saying anything. All right, yeah, let's go.
All right. The three of you head out. You look her up, and you show up at the apartment of one Elizabeth Farthing. It's in a nice complex. You knock on the door, hear some shuffling inside after a moment. You see a young woman open the door, late 20s, sort of light skin, long red hair. She kind of opens it, the door still chained to the top. Hi, can I help you?
Hey, hi. I actually I work at OSU. Hi. No, we're not asking for donations. Just gonna get that out right out of the gate. We were looks at Travis like, help me.
Are you a psychic?
We were hoping to consult with God, I don't know. Can we come in, please? He looks back at Sally. What did you want me to say?
I could have done that.
See?
You're smoother than me.
As you're having this conversation, she just kind of shuts the door. You hear the chain after a second. She opens it again.
Maxie was getting a foot ready to boot the door.
Okay, listen. Shoes off. Weapons at the door if you have them. I don't. Just come in.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That worked. Thank you. See, I told you you're smoother than me.
Well, give me a warning before. Like, I need
Why do you
like
think
a
I
racket.
brought you along? Like,
Okay, I need like, are we door-to-door vacuum salesmen? Are we the milkman?
that's not
and
even
the milkman
a thing anymore.
association?
Everyone shops online.
You know, I can hear all of you, right?
And
Yeah.
Rexy's just doling
come
out
coming in.
guns and knives.
She's got like a basket beside the door.
Like the
she,
cell phone basket in school, but it's
Mhm.
just like the weapon and mega taser basket.
But it's for guns.
Someone left their large double-headed axe behind, so it's still there. Jack it off.
All right. Come in. Sit down.
Thanks.
I have a meeting in a few minutes, so what do you want?
Is that a lie?
Nope.
Okay. She also
Yes, I'm a real psychic. No, I don't do tarot. No, I don't do palm reading. No, I don't have a crystal ball.
We know some psychics, so again, we won't bore you with that crap. I had a question about something more specific. I don't know if that was you or maybe an ancestor of yours. She'll just pull out the picture that she took of the journal. Someone wrote about an Ellie farthing. She apparently made this prophecy.
Right. Doom Daughter, Son of Grace.
Yeah, that one.
Listen, I don't interpret prophecies. I just tell them.
So it was you.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got to change my naming convention.
I feel you. I go for like actresses and actors that I like now, so it switches it up a little bit. It's like Sally Brown for like way too long. Anyway, so I think it's me. Not to be all, like narcissistic or anything. Like everyone thinks prophecies about them. It might actually be though.
Demon, right?
Half, yeah.
I don't know. Could be. Where'd you even find this?
Would you believe a priest gave it to me?
It's not the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Let me see it.
show the picture.
She takes your phone, looks at the picture, kind of squints for a second, and cocks her head. The handwriting looks familiar to me. You know what? Hold on. She gets up and sort of goes to a closet in the hall, searches around on the top shelf for a moment, pulls out a box, like a wooden box about this big, flips it open, and you can hear her sort of rustling through papers and things like that, and she pulls out it's an old looking sheet of paper, shuts the box, puts it away, brings it back to you. Does this look the same to you? And she hands you an old letter. Not as old as the journal, but it has been around for a bit, and it looks like the same handwriting.
Yeah, it looks similar. Who was this?
Some guy. I don't know, maybe 45, 50 years ago. I used to do the whole, see your future type thing. When you can actually do it, it's a really easy way to make money.
Naturally, yeah, that makes sense. Do
Yeah.
what you're good at.
He came to me one day and kept coming back. I think he's dead, though.
Okay. Maybe he's got some aunts, some descendants. Do you know their name?
He started writing me letters, and he only ever signed them with R. And I had a lot of clients.
R.
Yeah.
Well, narrows it out from the other 25, at least.
He was weird, if that helps.
Define weird? I know a lot of brands are weird.
Yeah, he was one of those that was sure magic was real, but couldn't prove it, I guess, because he never got close enough to it. Kind of an in-between.
Okay. But so was he here when you had the prophecy? Like, how did he even find out about it?
I don't really remember. When the real ones come through, it's weird. Things get all wobbly.
Gotcha.
Listen, if I think of anything else, I'll let you know, but...
I mean, if this happened here, Trav, Time Turner?
Yeah. I mean, I can give it a shot.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't actually literally have a time turner. That is from a fictional child's book or young adult book. Not really sure where that falls. Anyway, I could try and do a sort of scrying spell, essentially.
Yeah, no offense. I don't know you. You're not doing a bunch of magic in my apartment.
That is fair enough.
Should.
Rexy is like stone-faced, like, no, that's not how this works. She doesn't say anything, but she's just like...
We appreciate your help. Yeah, I'll give you my my info if anything pops up. I'd appreciate it.
I'll go through my stuff. I usually keep letters and things people send me. It makes things easier to remember.
That'd be great. Know you're busy. Appreciate your time. You even letting us in. I wouldn't have. So hey, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go now.
Don't forget your guns.
Yeah. No, we got it. Thanks a lot.
And I assume when she said I don't remember, those were all truths.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good day of prophesizing. All right, bye. Jacket, knives, things. Leave apartment awkwardly.
You take your things and with maybe a little bit more of a lead, you head out.
We went from a name to a letter. In a letter.
Yeah, I'm signing her up for a bunch of magazine subscriptions.
Rex.
Yeah, wait. Let's not. I mean,
I
this
might
may
actually
come.
need to talk to her later.
Yeah, this may come back.
And also,
And-
she's a psychic. It's not like she couldn't figure out who did it. So, you know.
We see in Rexy's head there's like a piece of string, and there's just this big scissors come in and snip, and it's like clues going off into the void. Why do people not make things easy? I mean, we can go back when she's not there. She'll still know, but whatever. Or I can get a search warrant.
Was she lying?
No. But
I
Time
don't-
Turner doesn't give a shite about that.
I'm gonna guess 50 years ago, she probably wasn't in the same post-college apartment.
Okay. And then Rexy goes off into Rexyland trying to figure out where this woman lived when the prophecy may have happened. So
All right.
This is why I bring Rexy on the case.
You all head off with a little bit more information. And yeah, continue the hunt. We're gonna leave that side mystery there. I like this bits and pieces of this mystery that you all have created for yourselves. Wonderful. What we are gonna do is pick back up outside of Tome Raiders, the bookstore downtown, on Monday, June 1st, 2020. Sally and Hector and Travis, disguised as one Wind Crowley, have made their way after hours into this bookstore, being led by the clerk you met before, into a back alcove, into a passage behind a bookcase, and down it where she says she can't wait to introduce you to the rest of the group. Meanwhile, outside is just Rex. I don't even remember it last time. Just Rex is waiting in the car.
Didn't we bring my vehicle? Is that a thing, or did we drive with someone else?
I don't remember.
I think we drove in one of the cars so that
Okay.
everyone would come together.
Yeah,
All right.
you can have gotten here however you wanted. So the three of you going in, Rex waiting outside, when you receive a text in your group chat from Abby.
Where is everyone?
On a case.
Physically, where?
Bookstore.
Which one?
Car. Alley. Tome Raiders.
We are currently in the secret tunnel leading to a secret back room of Tome Raiders.
Where's Travis?
With
I'm Win.
What?
Transmogrified.
Travis looks like Win.
Disguise
mostly.
self. Alter self. Something.
Oh,
Is this the
Polysimilar.
chat that Hector's in, or this is the other chat?
this is the other chat because I don't know.
Okay.
Abby doesn't
Was he
know.
added to their chat?
No, he's not. He's probationary. He's in the
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
he's in
group
the other
chat.
Okay, okay.
Is Ajax also part of the group
We're
chat?
starting to need like flowcharts or a spreadsheet or something for the different chat rooms.
Abby would share with him. We'll
There's
come to
a-
you then. What?
Just the words incoming and a selfie of Abby and Ajax at the airport.
Rex is outside. We're
Shit,
inside.
did I forget to pick her up at the airport?
He has Watson
She has a
Oh.
Tesla.
and the Tesla.
Whatever, man. Travis.
And I don't know how many of you knew this was happening.
hmm
Surprise.
We are going to go to this place, this new fun tome and such.
Okay. So the other three of you heading in. Rex very soon after. They pull up outside.
Hey, Abs.
Tesla, doors open. Hey, Rex.
And Rex is like, do we hug? What is,
Germs. Do you remember Ajax?
She stands tiptoes and waves.
So
Yeah. So secret meeting, shape changers. I don't know why Travis became Win in shape and form, considering Win is a hunter. And the big guy is with him too, Hector.
what big guy?
Ooh.
Send you a little a file.
We cleared him coming in. With
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. It's been, jet lag. Okay. What are you guys doing to clear Travis's name?
I guess she would probably have a PowerPoint of that somewhere. Like, what steps have we taken? Because
We got
Rexy wouldn't forget.
We got all the video shots of like him out about town in other places, not at the places that were getting robbed.
We've established pretty solid alibi.
Okay. How are you going to explain that he's in two places at once? Because it's clearly him. Are you going to tell them he has a
Evil twin.
evil twin, or do we know any cops who know about all this stuff?
We, as in me? No. Trav has one that's involved, but it seems to be the one that's chasing him. But I've called the Department of Justice, and I've gotten some paperwork going there to cease and desist so that we can try to slow that progress down.
Cease and desist what?
The snatch and grab of Travis,
Oh,
his incarceration, till
right.
we can come up with some reason to prove that the doppelganger or whatever it is
Okay.
did the thing. Oh, also, and she zips over the magic mark that that it left, the
Yeah.
bow and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
Artemis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, did we find out that he pissed out any women or animals?
I do not know if, and she's texting. Trav, you pissed off any women or animals?
When?
Evers with a Z.
I mean, probably both.
Can I go in?
I don't know. It's a secret monster meeting.
Oh, okay, so probably not.
I mean, they take one look at me, and I got no magic, so.
Fair.
Ajax is gonna flip out his phone, hit an app, and he's gonna use his fortunes ability.
Ooh. Tell us what it does.
The sect has ancient prophecies or divination techniques I flavored as a phone app. To predict the future, once per mystery, you may use them. If you look at what the future holds, roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, hold 3, 7, 9, hold 1. And on a miss, I get bad information and the keeper decides how it affects me. I can spend it to have a useful object ready, be somewhere I'm needed just in time, take +1 forward, or give 1 forward, or retroactively warn someone about an attack so it doesn't happen.
Excellent. Roll plus weird.
Submit. That is 8. I hold 1.
All right.
So I can hang on to that.
Excellent. So hang on to that. Yeah. Ajax pulls out this app, starts looking for potentially important information and such about the future, because phones are like that now.
Lucky color red. Lucky number 8.
All right, so hang on to that. Are any of you going to try to go in?
We are?
Why not?
Well, can't we just wait for them?
I mean, it's quicker if we will go in and just talk things out, right?
You're not gonna shoot anyone, right?
I left the guns back at the apartment. I do have, and you'll pull out two collapsible tons. I don't know how I got these past TSA, but I did.
It's a carbon fiber. They don't show up. Okay, let's go.
And Rexy like holds out a gun for you.
Sick.
Thanks,
Tuck
Rex.
that behind his back.
And then she's like, I've got another.
No,
It's okay.
No.
Always keep a piece for yourself.
Oh boy. Are you sure this is a good idea?
Nope.
Okay, I'm coming with you though. Are you sure this is a good idea?
Nope.
Should we do it or not? Because I don't think it's a good idea. I think we should let them handle it for now.
You trust these guys, right?
I trust 2 of them. I trust one of them, and one of them's a Nephilim, so... The big one?
I know. I still can't.
They said his mother is Aphrodite.
Do you know what my order does and what our culture's about?
Hey, takes his face in her hands. It's gonna be okay. Just breathe. They can handle it.
This is literally up my alley.
I know. Just wait until they come out, okay?
You lean against Rexy's car and cross his arms.
Abby starts doing research on her phone.
We get to be,
Back.
Patton's army. Their Battle of the Bulge. Once they're swarmed and surrounded, then we get to save their ass.
I think the analogy would be more fitting if we were Gandalf at Helm's Deep.
I can roll with that.
There was a
Though-
lot of hours on that flight.
The movie adaptation.
Abby and Rex have a very long discussion about this.
All right. Well, you're talking about Lord of the Rings. And Ajax is cranky because you won't let him go in and fight monsters. The other 3 of you.
This is a long hallway.
It's been like 30 seconds, but okay.
I didn't know all this was down here.
No, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's kind of the idea. Yeah. It's nice. It's secret.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a hallway. And she gets to the end of it, and there's sort of this large wooden door that she pushes open. And you find yourselves in a room. The floor and walls are stone, but it is brightly lit. There is sort of like one side of it. There are like couches and like a big flat screen TV on the wall. There's a fireplace that's lit up. There's a table that's laid out with a bunch of like snacks, like a cooler next to it. And you see several people milling around inside. Music that's a little happier. This is fun. Yeah, there's a little bit of music sort of playing in the background. You see about, let's see how many people have in here. There's about 7 or 8 of them. A couple of them sitting on the couch. I don't know, playing Rocket League. And yeah, a few people just milling around, hanging out. A couple of them turn and sort of wave as you all walk in. He says, "Welcome."
Cool. It's nice.
You,
Very nice.
Joe brought snacks, so if you guys want to eat something. He usually brings beer, so just hit the cooler. Or I can introduce you to everybody.
That would be great.
Yeah, Hector, why don't you make the rounds? Me and Wayne will grab some drink. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, heads up. Joe thinks it's funny to pop out and scare people, so be on your toes. Please don't try to stab him.
Thank you for the warning.
Okay. He's probably over there. Come on, Hector.
Hector follows like a Labrador.
All right. So let's start with Hector, who is making the rounds, being introduced to a few people. The clerk that you're with, boy, I don't remember what she told you her name was.
Carla.
Carla, but joke's on all of you, it was a fake name. So I didn't write it down. Because I just came up with it. So Hector starts leading you around, and I'm talking to you as you go. And she's like, yeah, this is where we usually meet. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I lied. My name's not Carla.
Oh?
That's my bookstore name.
Oh.
Monica.
Monica. Great. I don't have a bookstore name. My name's just Hector.
Just Hector. Well, that makes things easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is where we meet. Really, we've been doing this once a week at this point. It's been really fun. Let me introduce you to some people. And she starts leading you around. And you meet several people. At one point, a younger woman walks up to the two of you. She has sort of dark hair, all pulled back in these like thick, what look like braids initially, kind of pulled back in a big headband. And she says, oh, you're gonna love this. This is Annabelle, my roommate. She is super into like, I don't know, what do you call it? And Annabelle says, herbal medicine. She's kind of shy, and she looks at you and she has these like super bright, like almost unnatural green eyes, and you look down at her and you see something in her hair moving, and then just very briefly a little snake's head kind of peeks out. She's like, sorry.
No problem at all. Hector, nice to meet you.
Hi, Annabelle. Why aren't you screaming and averting your eyes?
Why would I do that?
Right. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Good.
Nice
It's
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
She's kind of looking at Monica like, what is this? Huh? She takes you around. You meet a few more people, and the Monica points out to you. There is a set of twins on one side of the room. Twin guys, sort of late 20s, darker skin, black hair, almost identical. She points them out. She says, that's... One of them's Luca, one of them's Remy, one of them's a vampire, one is a werewolf. It's a really long story.
Luca... Okay. I'll just... Do they stay together? Because that'll make it easier.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good.
That's them. Met Annabelle about this time over by the table with the food. Sally and Travis. Sally and Fake Win. You walk over. Do you actually take anything?
Sally grabs a plate. I'm assuming there's like Chex Mix, like some Cheez-Its and stuff. She'll just like make a plate. She's not gonna eat any of it.
Okay. As you're over there sort of making your plate, fully intending on not eating it, nearby there's sort of there's a platter I don't know, like a charcuterie board. And you just see very slowly something phasing up through the table until there's just a head sitting there, like tongue sticking out, like,
You must be the bloke that brought the food. Hey, nice to meet you.
He just sits there for a minute, kind of opens one eye.
Hey.
She warned you.
Yeah, she kind of ruined the joke. Sorry.
Nobody here takes me seriously.
It was good though. I liked it. I mean, if she hadn't warned me, I probably would have tried to kill you. But hey, how's it hanging?
Fine, I guess. And he phases the rest of the way up through the table and walks over towards you. He's a little translucent. So, you knew?
Yeah.
I'm Joe.
Sally?
When?
Cool.
So these are like weekly, right?
Yeah. We started meeting here I guess a couple of months ago. We were meeting at a coffee shop for a while, but there's a lot of us now, and some of us look like this.
All the time.
So now we meet in a spooky basement.
I mean, it's on brand, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a little too on the nose.
Yeah. Well, have fun. If you need anything, call Spooky Joe. Just
got
kind
a
of
Spooky
phases through a wall. Thank you to our wonderful viewer G-Master, who 2 weeks ago bought the NPC name Spooky Joe.
God damn it. That sounded like a...
I love it.
I love it so much.
He's a ghost. Yeah, so you see him. Hector, you meet a few more people. You say hi to Luca and Remy. One is a werewolf, one is a vampire. They're almost identical. It's impossible to tell unless one of them turns into a giant wolf. You've met Annabelle, who I don't know if Hector knows what a Gorgon is or if he just doesn't care.
No, he just doesn't care.
Great. You meet 2 more shapeshifters, named Audrey and Drake, and a fun, lively young woman with bright green hair and freckles, who is wearing sort of on top of her clothes, is wearing this like leather harness. Her name is Alice, and she very excitedly tells you about how she is half fairy, but she has to wear the harness because her wings just like to go sometimes.
If once Monica has finished with the rounds, introducing everyone, Hector just asks, so you just hang out down here, or you said you had meetings and stuff? Is this like a club?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we have meetings once a week. We do also just kind of hang out down here. Some of us, and she's kind of looking over, and you see Spooky Joe. It's kind of floating by. Some of us don't really have anywhere else to hang out. But yeah, our the meeting should actually be starting soon. We're just waiting on Demi to get here. She's kind of our, I don't know, president.
Oh. So she brought all of you together.
Yeah. She's like you.
Oh. Really? She's a Nephilim.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to meet her.
Awesome. You make the rounds. Sally and Travis, you have a couple of minutes. Are you doing anything? Scoping the place out?
Just trying to get a vibe. Maybe move. Maybe. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad situation. Yeah, I guess if we were playing a pack, let's just read Sitch.
Yeah, we can read a
that?
bad situation.
Okay.
It could potentially be a bad situation.
It could really quickly and very easily turn into a bad situation. Okay.
Travis would be actively trying to help if it's needed. He'd
Okay.
also be scanning.
That's a 12. Roll 20, you're luring me into a false sense of security. You're gonna fuck me real soon, dude. I know you are.
Gonna get you. You
That's
can ask
12.
3 questions.
Have I advanced this? I have advanced this.
You can ask any questions you want, not just the listed ones, I think is what the thing is. You can ask any question you want about the mystery.
Holy crap.
Doesn't say I have to answer them.
You can ask whatever you want. I'm not gonna say anything.
And I'll say you and Travis are collaborating on this. So, Travis, you can take advantage of this. You have any specific questions? Or you can ask the ones from the list.
I mean, I'm just trying to get the vibe of just like, are these people just pretending they don't know who we are to like eat us later? Or do they genuinely just seem pretty oblivious to who we are?
Most of them don't. There is no like when you sort of look around the room, there is no immediate recognition on anyone's face. And I'll say, Travis, you know that you notice this too. No one seems to recognize you as Win. So yeah, just people are generally very friendly. You're kind of watching Hector go around and meet everybody, kind of getting a feel for everybody. They're pretty friendly. The 2 that Monica points out as the other shapeshifters are a little cagey at first, but Hector's a pretty disarming presence. So yeah.
Any question about the mystery? Who did it? No, I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, I thought it's exactly what it said. I asked a question, you didn't have to answer it. I mean, it worked out.
I don't.
I guess. Are there any dangers we haven't yet noticed?
Haven't yet noticed. I'll say from where you are, as they've kind of made their way back around, you sort of overhear the conversation that Hector is having with Monica. She's kind of going on at this point about how they're waiting for somebody. She's the one that's kind of in charge of everybody. She could potentially be very dangerous. Other than that, the room is pretty much what it seems from what you can tell. There's the one entrance, which could potentially pose a problem. It's not very big. There's not like just like racks of guns everywhere or anything like that. It seems, oddly enough, pretty straightforward.
Okay. Rob, you got anything? I was not expecting this to be chill. I was expecting to walk in and like have this be like the OK Corral of just like people rounding on us with crossbows or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm sorry, you asked dangers we haven't noticed, right?
Yeah, so probably just maybe President Lady who hasn't arrived yet, but
yeah. What's most vulnerable to me or
whose
us?
ass can I kick?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. I'll say Hector is the vessel for this, as I feel like he probably brings out the personality of some of these people he's talking to. You look around, you see him talking to the twins who are pretty aggro. They're not mean, but boisterous and large. One of them a little larger than the other. So they might pose a big sort of physical threat to the two of you. The others not so much. The shapeshifters just look like, I mean, they look like students, or people around that age range. They don't look particularly formidable or anything like that. And then Annabelle, who Hector talks to briefly and doesn't seem phased by the occasional movement from her hair or weirdly green eyes. She's anxious. Just in general.
Okay, yeah.
Just in general. She, while probably one of the more monstrous looking people in the room, seems like she's also probably the one with the most social anxiety. Doesn't talk much, is a little timid. And then there's Spooky Joe, who you're not sure if you could stab if you wanted to.
I can punch ghosts, we have determined.
That's true.
With my magical force punch. Don't come at me, Spooky Joe. Don't come at me.
But yeah, looking at them, like some of them seem like they're probably capable of combat. But this is not, you didn't go into this basement and find an army of monsters.
Okay. Can we go talk to the Gorgon?
Sure.
Just want to say hi.
Yeah, you approach Annabelle, and she kind of standing off to one side, just kind of watching everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
We're new. Saying hello. I'm Sal. This is Win.
Hi. Annabelle.
Nice to meet you. So, there's like food and hangout. Like, so do we do like community service stuff? Like, are we gonna go do some recycling or clean up or?
I mean, it's not required, but I guess it would be good if you did.
No, I meant like, like the whole club atmosphere thing. Like, is there like a group thing that we
right
meet up about?
Who invited you? Sorry, I don't remember.
Monica.
Right. Yeah, she usually doesn't do a great job of explaining things. She's my roommate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I think we're just we're waiting on Demi to get here, and she'll probably intro you a little bit, sort of figure out what's what, and then yeah, if she lets you stay, then cool.
Oh, we might get kicked out?
I mean, she's never actually kicked anybody out, but there is a little bit of a show of like, oh, let's make sure you are who you say you are and stuff. I don't know.
Got it.
I mean, you are, right?
Well, yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Is there a bathroom?
Yeah, the one upstairs in the store.
Ooh, okay. Might need to pop in real quick.
That's probably fine.
Okay. Cool. Hey, Win, one sec. Grab you by the arm. She might be able to tell that you're disguised, so maybe you should, like, go to the bathroom and go.
Like, go.
Like, go check in with Abby and Ajax. and let her know what's going on.
All right.
I just don't want her to turn you into you in the middle of this, and then, like, I don't know, have the werewolf eat you or something.
I mean, that would be pretty messed up given that this is supposed to be a safe space.
Yeah, you'd think so, right?
I mean, you can't just out somebody that's disguised.
Well, apparently that's what she's talking about.
Noted. All right, here I go.
Spooky Joe floats up from the floor. You guys okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I had a jaw thing.
Yeah, I gotta hit the head upstairs.
Cool. Bye then. Do you leave?
Please don't phase into the bathroom. That'd be weird.
I'm spooky. I'm not a creep.
Creepy Joe's my brother.
Suppose that's why you're not creepy, Joe.
That's my cousin. We don't talk to him.
It's probably for the
Aw.
best. If it's
Hey,
and
bye.
I think as he's like walking away, he leans over to Spooky Joe. If it's any consolation to you, I was just trying to look cool. I was really freaked out by the thing with the table.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, keep at it.
Thanks.
You got this.
You're a real bro. And he goes to pat you on the shoulder and then kind of just phases through you.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm working on it.
You'll get there, friend. All right, bye.
And Win leaves.
Thank God.
Going out to the cars. So you leave the store. They let you go. No one stops you. The rest of you, Ajax and Abby and Rex, going to die. The rest of you see Win?
And though it was not a very fateful adaptation, it did get the point across, and that's why I think it's good.
Dave, but the physics is all wrong. I've got this PowerPoint. I've got the math to prove. Those horses were all dead. Those
Okay,
riders
but
were
the
avalanched.
But the magic.
I regret even saying anything at this point.
Win? Wait.
Howdy.
Abby, the nose is all wrong.
Oh, I was gonna say altered self.
Oh. Travis?
No, it's a win.
Please don't do that voice.
And Rexy does laugh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I may have just blew it down there, but you know what? Them's the breaks.
Can you please stop doing that voice?
Yeah,
It
please.
makes
I
me
can't.
sick.
It's part of the spell.
Oh no.
Someone bought
Side
this
note,
spell.
it's not part of the spell.
It's not part of the spell.
He's lying.
And Rexy
Rexy's lying.
Yeah, Rexy's laughing even harder, and then goes, "Oh, but he was purple," and sends you the purple pictures to your phone.
Oh, not that shit again.
So what's going on down there?
Oh, just a who's who of monsters and whatnot.
You don't say.
Good to see you, big guy.
Good to see you too, Win.
I'm sure Travis would be really thrilled to see you.
I'm sure
Nudge,
Travis would probably
nudge.
get socked in the face.
I'm sure Travis wouldn't love that.
All right, guys. But seriously, are they in danger down there?
Nah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that Hector guy could I mean, he's a god, and we literally have like heaven and hell down there. I think they're fine.
I guess that's true. Okay. What's your opinion on the Lord of the Rings?
You know,
I
I'm gonna
think
take my
they're-
chances with the monsters.
No, please, Ajax, stay here.
I think
Sorry,
they're
I'll stop.
cool.
Thank you.
My problem isn't with the adaptation of the movie; it's the physics involved in this horse charge.
Rex.
Are they doing anything nefarious down there at the very least?
The big cheese hasn't shown up yet, but right now it's just kind of an awkward little, like, you know, when you get invited to a party and like everybody knows the one guy but nobody knows anybody else. That's pretty much the energy that's given off down there.
Great.
It's very uncomfortable, and like, to be honest, I'm glad I'm up here.
Good. I brought you. What are those? The Jaffa, like Jaffa cakes.
You brought me Jaffa cake? Fuck.
Yes, I knew it.
All right, fine. It's not part of the spell.
Rutro Shazzus.
Rexy, open up the back. And Ajax is just gonna climb in and close the door. I'm gonna try to scry.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You don't want to help?
If you want to, he'd say, I'm gonna look in on them.
Yeah, of course.
All right. I'm trying to get so many things to come up at once. Roll 20. Why are you doing this to me? So Ajax, you climb into the back of the car. When you do things like this, you know, magical things, what's it look like?
He invokes a deity's name first, then makes a symbol with his hands. So for this case, he says, Lady Clotho, show me the Nephilim Hector, and he will make a ring with his hand and hold it over an eye.
Hey. Go ahead and roll for me to use magic.
And Abby's helping.
Yes, but I will wait until you roll to roll.
Hand.
10. All right. The magic works without issue. So yeah, Abby, you sort of watch as this happens. Ajax, you invoke the name of Colotho and hold your hand up, and in front of you, you see, as though looking through a sort of strange viewfinder, this basement that everyone is in. You see first the large form outlined in front of you of Hector. He's massive, 6'5", blonde hair. And you see him sort of smiling, walking around the room, led by I was going to say a person much smaller than him. Everyone is a person much smaller than him, but a person much, much smaller than him. Sort of a short woman with curly hair and freckles are leading him around, introducing him to these different folk. Most of them in your vision, which you can see kind of on the periphery of Hector, they just look like people for the most part. You see the twins, one of them slightly beefier than the other. They're very excited, kind of broing out a little bit. They both punch Hector in the shoulders a bunch of times. It doesn't hurt. They're smaller, much smaller than him. You see a few people who it's hard to tell at first sort of what they might be. They just look like students. You do see the Gorgon, who Hector very briefly speaks to. Is there anything in particular that you are looking for?
Just getting a scope of the room, seeing if there are any threats. It looks very chill currently, right?
It does, yeah. It looks like a bunch of college kids hanging out, but one of them has snakes for hair.
You lean over to Abby and show her.
It looks fine to me.
What do they feed him?
He's part god, right?
I know, but like, pomegranates only get you so far.
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, which is poisonous to everyone else. Don't drink it.
But it's real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the little chunks of fruit and jello whipped up with whipped cream. You can get it at Kroger.
When Travis walks up to Rex. Nux.
She actually doesn't know what ambrosia is. She thinks it's the whipped up jello crap you buy at
I'm
Kroger.
crying at you invoking the name of ambrosia salad in my presence.
God, fucking damn it. It's one of those things that you forget exists, and then somebody mentions it, and it's like, oh my god, that's a thing.
They
Little
keep selling it,
marshmallows.
and there's no way no one's eating
That's
it.
what I'm saying. These things, they just must recycle them like fruit cake. They send them back to the factory and they just ship them back out again.
If you like ambrosia salad, tweet me. I want to hear from you.
I feel like circus peanuts tweet savvy because I won't fight you. I'm too scared, but no, I'm judging you.
I don't want to fight you. I just want to know if anybody's eating it. I won't fight you. I'm sensitive.
Savvy
So yes, ambrosia jokes aside, yeah, so use magic typically lasts for about half an hour successfully. So essentially you guys have sort of this window into the basement that you can watch through. And Ajax and Abby, as you are looking through this sort of scrying lens that Ajax has created, you see everyone, a hush sort of fall over the room, and everyone around Hector, sort of, who is your focal point, sort of stop moving. And Sally and Hector in the basement, everyone sort of goes quiet, and you look around trying to figure out what has changed in this scenario. Monica kind of walks up to the two of you very quickly. She's coming. You ready to get started?
Yes. You say shoot, you mean Demi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this like an initiation thing or something?
No, she's just... You know what? You'll see.
You're not gonna haze us, are you?
No, she just is kind of...
Touchy-feely?
I don't really know how to explain it. You know what?
Jazz
You'll
hands.
see.
Jazz hands, yes.
You know what? She probably loves those. And as she says this, you see the lights in the room start to like flicker briefly, and then everything goes dark.
Drama queen. She's a drama queen. Leans over to Hector.
And the fire in the fireplace on the side of the room sort of flares up briefly, and appearing in front of it as the lights come back up, you see a young woman standing there, sort of olive-toned skin, dark hair, thick, sort of pulled back in a tight ponytail, standing there in front of you. On her back, two large, briefly visible, translucent wings, and everyone gets a cranky look on their face. Sorry, Sid made a face. She appears in front of everyone, and Ajax and Abby, you see this sort of as it is happening in Hector's vicinity, and everyone sort of claps as she appears, and then she sort of reaches behind her above the fireplace, sort of around the mantle, and you see a like a braided rope hanging there, and she yanks on it, and sort of unfurling from the ceiling above the fireplace is a banner with a large emblem of a bow and arrow on it. And as everyone quiets down, she sort of looks around, eyes kind of shining in the firelight, and says, "Welcome. I guess we can get started."
Sal just hears Hector under his breath just mutter, "Fuck."
I didn't know you swore. I'm gonna remember
No.
that.
Mm.
Yeah, also, you're absolutely right. Fuck.
You're ready for backup, right, Ajax?
And me busting in there, guns blazing, always.
Good.
As you're having these conversations amongst yourselves, you all see everyone sort of quiet down in the room. A few of them kind of sitting down, sort of hanging over the couch, sitting down in chairs, that kind of thing. And waiting for who Hector and Sal, is Demi, to speak. She kind of looks behind her at the banner, and then looks out to everyone, and in a little calmer of a voice, a little of the showmanship gone, she says, "Cool, right?" "You're welcome." I had it made. Anyway, so I've been told we have a couple of new friends in our midst tonight. So before we do all of the pomp and circumstance and da, I would like to officially welcome Sal and Hector and Wynn to the Children of Diana. We'll get started briefly. And she kind of makes her way into the room to start speaking with some of her friends. I think that's a good place for us to take a break. The faces across all of you
Why do we do these things to ourselves?
are very entertaining to me. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us so far. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We will be back in a very short few minutes because we've got a lot of stuff to do and a lot of people to do it. So stick around. We're going to refresh ourselves real quick and we'll be back very soon. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for hanging out with us during our break. We're going to pick back up right where we left off with Demi, the Nephilim, that a couple of you have just met, revealing the new banner that she had made for her club and the name of said group. They are called the Children of Diana. A couple of you know exactly who that is. So.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Is this gonna be a problem?
This might be a little bit of a problem.
Wow, what are the children of Diana?
Well, in Roman mythology, Diana is the goddess of the hunt. In Grecian mythology, she's Artemis, goddess of the hunt. You see, my order's magic runs off of the Grecian pantheon.
So is your magic not gonna work?
If I try to invoke her name, who knows?
I see. So it's like a favor war.
Right. Just so we're clear, she is also the goddess of the countryside, the moon, and the crossroads.
Why the hell is she taking my identity?
I don't know. But it's just another piece of the puzzle.
So Should I go back in? They said my name. Well, they said my other name.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I mean,
Because
if I don't...
But if they're looking for you, I mean, maybe I could go back as Win, and if they find out you're not actually Win, if they find out I'm not actually Win, then it's just going to be me, and I can just say I was nervous.
I could go in and say I'm Win.
Yeah, but people have seen...
I'm Winthrop Crowley. No, I'm Crowley.
No, I'm actually Winthrop Crowley. Let's stop this now.
I gotta give them backup, right? I mean...
Yeah, but what, I mean, like, if they're going after you, Travis, then if you, Travis, are down there as Win, then, and they find out, then it's gonna be a big shit show. But if I'm down there as Win, then it won't be.
I'm not just gonna throw you into a wolf's den. I mean, you've been back here, what, 2 hours?
I'm a lot more powerful than I was when I left. Plus, I have Ajax as backup.
Yeah, same, except I don't have a... I mean, my beefcake is downstairs.
Don't objectify me.
Sorry.
I appreciate it, but please don't.
Noted.
We can't change the look of the person who's going down there. It has to be Win. That's already been established. I'm sure he's not very happy about that, but that's what we have to do. So I don't think you going back down there is a good idea. If you think someone needs to go back down there, it's either going to be me or Ajax. And I think between the two of us, it should be me, because if there's a problem and Ajax tries to do magic, it might not work.
Can we solve all of this by, like, as soon as they say Win's name, we're like, actually, he had, like, a stomach thing. He had to go.
Sure.
Also, Hector's probably about to do something stupid that'll make this whole conversation moot anyway, so I don't want to...
I saw you raising your hand, so I'm going to call on you.
Okay. Hector walks up to talk to...
deciding what to do.
Hector just walks up to introduce himself to Demi.
Hi. Hector.
Hi. Hector, yes. Demi, right?
Right. Nice to meet you.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I was told that you were like me, and you really are like me with the wings and everything.
Cool, right?
Yes. I haven't met many others like me. Have you been living in Cedar Grove for a while?
Yeah, a few years.
Cool.
You?
Not... Yeah, about that long also. I was originally in New Orleans, and then I came here.
Cool.
Yeah. So this Children of Diana thing, what do you do?
Well, that's kind of the burning question, isn't it?
Yes, that's why I'm asking it.
Okay. You know what? I think I understand what type of person you are. Let me give you the simple version. Okay?
Okay.
You're like me.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of understand the names, the people we're talking about. Our organization is really old. Like, really, really old. Like, my mom. Old. Things were great for a while. And then, as happens sometimes with clubs, as you add more people and more different types of people, things start to change, people start to argue, groups tend to splinter. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't believe you. Have you heard of the Daughters of Artemis?
Yes, I have.
For a long time, they were the daughters of Artemis. And then they started to add more people, more different types of people, some who humans might not consider people. They became the children of Artemis. Everyone started arguing. And now there's 2 of us. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Are there any Daughters of Artemis active in Cedar Grove?
Currently, I don't think so. There were some in Savannah last time I checked, but like I said, we don't talk.
Huh. But you still use the same symbol.
Well, it's different. Theirs has a moon.
But Diana and Artemis are the same person, so I don't understand what the difference is.
It's kind of a principle thing.
And what's the differing principle?
Differing principle is that the children of Artemis are fucking cowards.
And you're
And
not.
they won't protect their own. They let in people like us. People like Luca. Children of the moon. Mommy's dearest children. And then when people start hunting them down and killing them in cold blood, they bail. So, they can have the name of Artemis if they want. But they're doing it wrong.
Okay. So you hunt hunters.
It's a little more complex than that. I don't know that I have the time to explain it to you.
I think I understand it well enough. So is Artemis or Diana, is that your mother?
Yeah.
I guess that makes us cousins then.
Cool and or awkward, depending on what you say next.
My mother's Aphrodite.
Awkward.
So, awkward. She would probably want me to kill you.
Yeah.
And I imagine Diana or Artemis would want you to do the same.
Potentially. Depending. We kind of have bigger fish to fry than one little angel baby, so.
Like you said, awkward.
Yeah, so are you going to be chill or do you want to go?
That's difficult.
I'm sure a lot of things are difficult for you, sweetie.
Is Sal there? Because he's our himbo. You don't get to say that.
Are you?
Am I?
You're around.
Yes.
Everyone in the car definitely is hearing this, though.
Yeah.
Hey. Not cool.
What? We're family.
Yeah, sometimes the biggest hurts come from family. Not cool.
You're the demon, right?
Yeah.
So, the question stands. You gonna be chill? Or do you need to go? Where's your third?
He had a stomach thing. He had to go.
Glamour spell messing with him.
Happens sometimes.
I suppose we're going to need to think about it and decide what we want to do, but yeah, I don't see any way this ends well.
I'm always willing to listen. So.
I mean, the people here seem very nice, but
They are.
if you're hunting people and hurting people, that's a problem.
I can't remember any of us ever drawing blood.
Yeah, it's not the only way to hurt somebody. Again,
Well,
referencing
that's not
back
true.
to you being mean to my bud here.
Audrey did shoot somebody. She was reprimanded, if that makes you feel better. We try not to kill on first outing.
Hey, we're hearing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, total text to you guys. Ask about Travis.
She shot
Jax,
somebody.
Are we gonna move in? Do we need to get more people?
Should I phone this in? That's the real question.
I offered and I was told no, so.
You want to go into more detail why she shot somebody?
Panic, mostly. She's not used to field work. I feel really bad about that, by the way. And Annabelle has already visited her, the clerk from the jewelry store, in the hospital twice, and done some, extra planar patching up, so she'll be fine. Again, I do feel really bad about that.
Well, you still
But it
haven't
wasn't my
explained
idea. I did just want to kill him.
Kill who?
Your friend. What's his name?
I just sent you a note with the name.
Why?
Why would we want to kill hunters?
I'm just
Hector, honey, I did just explain this to you. I'm
just
sure
wondering.
Monica kind of went over some general backstory of the room.
I'm just wondering whose radar he got on that he pissed off that he became number one.
Oh. I mean, we were going to get rid of all of you. Nice addition to the team. He just had the most background, easiest to work with, and Audrey was in charge of it and felt really bad about killing him, so we compromised. I said jail's fine.
Okay. So I think at this point we're at an impasse.
Yeah, I think so.
It sounds like a you problem.
I'd like to use one of my moves.
Okay.
I have a move called Cast Out Evil.
Okay.
When you banish an unnatural creature from your presence, roll plus tough. I'd like to try to banish her from my presence. No, just one. It just does it to a single creature. I just want some breathing room from Demi.
The use of the word unnatural is very interesting to me, but I'll take it.
It says you can use it on okay, so the move may be used on unnatural hunters, e.g. the monstrous. It's just anything that's not human.
That's a lot of this room.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to roll for this?
Tough. Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a 7. So on a 7-9, it takes a little while for the banishing to take effect. The creature has time to make 1 or 2 actions. Either way, it's unharmed. I don't have any control over where it goes.
Okay. So you send her somewhere, you don't know where, it doesn't hurt her, and it takes a minute.
Yes.
Okay, what does it look like when Hector does this?
I think it is for this case, I think he just holds out a hand and there's a spark of electricity that begins to sort of cage around her a little bit. And normally if it worked, it just instantly, but I think it just takes a second. It starts to do that. It doesn't fully take effect right away.
Cute.
Oh, it's awkward when they stick around.
Are you doing this?
Don't worry. I'll be back. And I'll tell your mom I said hi. Luca, Remy, rip his throat out, and she disappears.
I would like to use a hold.
Okay.
I have a hold where I can appear at the exact time I'm needed.
Oh, is it right now?
Oh yeah.
Is it that time? Okay. So you're gonna send your hold to do that. I saw another raised hand, and I don't know whose it was. There were so many of you. Travis.
I would like to use magic.
2.
Do something beyond human limitations, aka I'm the Flash tonight. I'm
Great.
running in
Roll for
really
me.
quickly.
Roll for
Abby
me.
just starts
magic.
walking.
Oh, jeez. I just got back. I'm so tired.
Beware dogs and bats.
Limitations. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Oh god. 11.
Oh, you guys are rolling good today. Okay, so I'm gonna call this in one move because you're both doing it. Travis, as you're sitting sort of in the car next to Ajax, kind of looking over and like listening, you, as soon as she says rip his throat out or to sort of pop off the spell, almost immediately taking Ajax with you. The two of you sort of appear. Abby and Rex, they're just gone. Just a little
Looks to
flash of
Rex.
light. They're gone.
I'm just gonna say real quick. All right, split the difference, Ajax, and then just run.
you grab, dragging Ajax along with you, who is, based on his training and magical abilities, able to lean into the spell and keep up. Good job, everybody. I'm putting on some exciting music.
Oh, Lord.
Rex snaps out the rail gun and holds up a pistol. You want one, Abs?
No, thank you. No.
You're covered?
I don't know. I'm good. Thanks.
And she slips it back in the holster, and Total Attack starts moving.
Okay.
Abby starts shuffle running down the hallway.
All right. The two of you moving into the bookstore, down this secret hallway that you know exists. Not hard to get into when the person in charge of keeping a secret doesn't really keep it a secret. Monica. Come on.
I hope
so
we
the
don't
two
have
of
to
you
kill her.
find
I
it.
like Monica.
I don't
You don't have to kill anyone.
People.
I know.
Hector's done this. I'm just saying. Travis and Ajax, supplemented by Ajax's uncanny training and Travis's super speed spell, the two of you sort of make your way through, bursting into the room as you hear, just as Sally and Hector, they come bursting in from behind you, as you hear a snarl from across the room as one of the twins starts to change into a very, very large form.
Yo, man, be cool. Nobody's hurt. No one's got to be hurt. Just cool it, all right? She's fine. She'll be back.
You see one of them, the one that is still looking mostly human, sort of standing in front of, eyes flashing red, sort of fangs bared, as his brother behind him sort of transforms and continues to just grow until he is standing on two very large, thick, sort of brown, furry legs, a little bit taller than Hector. Monica doesn't pay that close attention as this sort of stunted bear snout starts to grow out of the front of his face, and he growls. Sally, you trying to convince him to stop?
Why not? Because if it doesn't work, then I have a sulfur spear and I'm just gonna fucking kill every motherfucker in this room.
Okay, I guess roll plus charm.
Yeah, it's gonna be real great, folks. Here we go. Yeah, it's a 5. Cool.
Yeah, he doesn't go for it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So as the one brother Remy is sort of standing in front of the other, sort of he's trying to hear you out. He starts shouting, but his brother behind him, now in sort of full like bear form, lets out this loud roar and sort of pushes past him and runs straight towards Hector.
Okay, so we're doing this. Yeah. Pull our spear.
What are hey, Ajax and Travis, what are you doing?
I'm a fireball the vampire.
There's a bear in here. Surprise.
Ajax goes for behind his shirt and he pulls out his mask and he puts it on.
Oh, it's on now.
The drama. So the two of you made it in very quickly. Sally pulling out a sword. The bear makes it about halfway to Hector, and potentially a fireball explodes in the middle of the room. Roll me for your combat magic.
We. Boop. And boop. It's a 7.
What you got on a partial?
Oh boy. I mean, it's just kick some ass. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Even better. So the two of you inflict harm on each other. It's a bear, it's a small room. You sort of send this fireball out flying towards the werebear that is making its way towards Hector. How much damage did fire do?
I wanted to try and do the vampire.
Oh, the vampire. Okay.
Yeah.
So you send it sort of across the room toward him as he turns and hisses as the bright light sort of makes its way toward him. How much harm?
3.
3. So the fireball sort of impacts right where he is standing, and you all hear this like horrible kind of hissing scream. And as he breaks through it, you can see sort of burn marks kind of across his face and exposed skin as he makes his way towards you preternaturally fast, sort of grabbing you by the throat and pinning you to the ground like claws digging in. You're gonna take 2 harm from that as he sort of pins you to the ground, the bear making its way toward Hector and impacting like a linebacker sort of into your chest.
Okay. I think Hector is just going to go toe-to-toe with it. He holds out a hand, and that same sparking electricity forms as the bear is approaching, and sort of just teleporting and appearing into his hand is a battle hammer, also wreathed in lightning, which just swings upwards at the bear's chin as it comes crashing into him.
Okay, go ahead and roll for to kick some ass as you pull your hammer from its pocket dimension and swing it at a giant bear.
Uh-huh. Oh boy. That's a 6.
It is a 6.
I rolled very bad.
Can I help?
You could try. How do you
Please
help
do.
him be better at hammer?
I could try and shoulder check the bear as he's coming by. Throw him off balance.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So you try to intercept the.
Basically, like I see the hammer
werebear.
come out and he's
a
going the
little
wrong
bit.
way, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, why don't we just knock him into that?
Try to check the bear into the hammer.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and
Why not?
roll plus cool.
That is a 12.
That is a 12. Have you advanced to this move?
I have not advanced help.
That's
Maybe I should.
fine. You give him a +1. So Hector, you've got a 7.
Okay.
So as Sally comes sort of charging in, again, you've never seen her in combat. As fast as the vampire that just flew by you to knock Travis to the ground, Sally almost appears next to the bear, sort of checking it and sort of sending it stumbling a little bit into the strike of your hammer. How much harm does it do?
3 harm, hand, stun, holy.
Cool. All right. So as this happens, it does impact you, not nearly as hard as it was going to before, but you do feel it sort of reach up and kind of grab onto you, like claws digging into your shoulder and raking across. You're going to take 3 harm from that, minus armor. And as you sort of conk it with the hammer, that electricity sort of wreaths around it for a brief moment, and you see it kind of stagger briefly.
Mhm.
Ajax, you're right there.
You got him. I gotta help my boyfriend.
Sally runs away.
Just lifts the mess, like, what? Anyway, he is going to cast some magic on the vampire.
Ooh, what would you like to do?
I would like to trap a specific person, minion, or monster.
Ooh, okay. Roll me plus weird.
Fun fact, because I did the scrying earlier, I get a +1 forward.
Oh, you do?
I do. It feels like I might roll low, though. Fuck you, I guess.
Oh, that's a 12. So yes. The magic works out. That's your effect. So yeah, you all see. You tell me what it looks like. I'm not gonna tell you. It's your magic.
He taps on a bracer, points 2 fingers at the vampire, and then presses a fist closed. And you see basically a phalanx of shields come around and boop him off of Travis and just hold him in place.
Okay, so Sally, as you're making your way over to Travis, you see these sort of magical kind of translucent shields just pop up around the vampire, sort of lifting him and shifting him away and sort of trapping him in this warrior circle.
You're handy.
I gotta learn that one. Oh.
About this time, Abby and Rex.
As we were going through the bookshop, I think that as we hear the fireball go off, Abby looks over, sees a fire extinguisher on the wall, grabs the fire extinguisher and starts running. So
Okay.
as we make it down there.
So Abby and Rex, which one of you is going in first, I guess? Rex, you have the big gun. So I need to know where you're standing.
But Rex won't enter the room. Rex will stand in the doorway, and who's ever not looking, Rex is gonna shoot in the back because that's what she does.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say no one is looking at you. You do see Hector fighting a bear.
Bear it is.
Which seems right. So Rex, you fire from the hallway.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me to kick some ass. The bear doesn't know you're there. That is a third 12 in a row.
Yeah. That's bad for the bear.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad for the bear. You tell me how much harm you do.
So do I?
It's like 20.
Yeah. Do I get my bonus for my +2 on sneak before it's doubled or after?
Oh no, I don't know.
I don't either. That's why I'm
What
asking.
is? Let me.
You can always change your mind later.
Don't kill them!
Which move is the one that doubles it?
It's the kick ass.
It's so it's the advancement on kick some ass. Yeah, the normal harm. So I'm gonna say before sneaky.
Okay, so it is 4, 8, 10.
Okay. What tags does your gun have?
My gun has well, it's different. Let me look it up.
Mostly I'm asking, does it have magic or silvered?
That's what we worked out. Unfortunately, Rex not thinking this would have just been a normal round.
Okay, perfect. So you, Abby, as the two of you make your way down, you all see Abby burst into the room carrying a fire extinguisher. Abby, you see Ajax sort of on the tail end of casting this spell, trapping. It's a vampire, you can tell. In sort of the middle of this phalanx, there is sort of Travis on the other side, sort of pulling himself up from the ground. A little bit of fire, not a lot left over. It's mostly stone in the center of the room, but some scorch marks for sure on the floor where he hit the vampire. And you see Hector sort of fighting off a bear as just an explosion goes off in the hallway. It's not a large room. There's sort of this ringing in all of your ears as Rex, you fire this shot, and Hector, you hear it sort of whiz over your shoulder, and it impacts the bear, throwing it off of you. And this sort of large, it's bigger than a normal bear, and bears are very large. It sort of goes tumbling and sort of smashing into the side of the stone fireplace, leaving a crack. You don't see any blood or anything, but it does, for the moment, sort of stop moving as it cracks back into the stone.
Does it stop moving as in it's not breathing, or it's stunned?
You don't think
Can
it's
I
dead.
not tell? Okay.
No, it probably is current. It's a bear. It's really big. You can see it breathing.
Okay.
I'm going to simplify things for everyone.
Okay.
It's a very, very big bear. No, it looks like the impact probably knocked it out and sent it sort of flying across the room, but it is not breathing. You see the vampire sort of trapped. It is breathing.
Okay, so you said it's not breathing.
I tried to say like 3 different things at once just now. It is breathing. It's not conscious. And you see sort of the vampire, one of the two, trapped in between this circle of shields. Everyone else in the room has sort of fled to the edges. There are a few of them sort of ducked behind the couch, kind of hiding. You can see them kind of cowering under a couple of tables, and everything kind of stops.
We didn't want to do that. I want it known that I tried to stop that from happening.
Abby moves over to the bear and double checks that he's okay, like she's checking his vitals and stuff.
He's okay.
Who are you?
Abby, you can sort of feel as you kind of press into these sort of large muscles on its neck, you can already feel them sort of contracting and shrinking a little bit as he is starting to turn back into
I grab
person.
a tablecloth.
Ajax
Put
pulls
it
out his
over him.
phone, types something, and shows it to the vampire. It just says, "We good?" ?
Fine.
Are you with the children, or are you with us?
This is Abby. Abby, Hector, Abby.
Abby, right. With the bats. Cool.
No bats.
Oh, no bats. Right. That's the association came from. What Sal said. You're smaller than I imagined.
That's when Rex steps from behind her.
A compliment.
Rex appears from behind her with the gun and is like, "Is this a live fire situation? Are we clear?"
No, we're good.
Stand down, please.
We're
At
good.
ease, soldier.
You've done enough.
So he slings the thing and just like pulls out zip ties.
Look, Abby turns to the rest of the group. Guys, we're not hunting people like you. We're not hunting people who don't hurt other people. We're not bad guys.
Yeah, we're the kind of like shoot first, ask, or whoa. Let me rephrase that. We're not the kind of people that shoot first and ask questions. Never. I mean, that whole like tree thing a few weeks back. That was us. I mean, we communicate with flower language. We help vampires who either didn't want to turn or find them other solutions instead of preying on the innocents. We are not the people that she's painting us to be. I'm not. I don't wave at cameras. It's not me. Like, we're being misrepresented.
He's not an arrogant prick like that.
Yeah, I'm just a regular prick.
Babe, that's not what I meant. Never mind.
I want somebody to roll to manipulate.
I'll
Travis
do
or
it.
Abby, both of you were
I'll
talking,
do
so
it. I'll do it. Charm or cool?
Charm.
Is that charm? Yeah. 10.
Okay. The two of you sort of speak out to the room pretty convincingly. Abby, Travis sort of backing your play. And you can see, especially the couple that are really hiding, sort of this Gorgon who has cowered under a table, sort of like having pushed some things in front of them. But a couple of them step out. And one of them kind of out from behind one of the couches and kind of steps out to face all of you. Eyes on Hector, who started it. But sort of looking at the rest of you, and then looking kind of at you, Abby, and at you, Travis. It's a younger woman. Now that you have her right in front of you, you didn't have a great image of her before, but looking at her, you recognize her very briefly from her reflection in the glass in the bank. That was me.
Not cool.
Yeah. I mean, he'll pull out the skeleton key, and I'll walk over to her. Do you know what this is?
Some artifact.
Yeah. It's a Fey artifact. An Archfey. We're allies of non-human kind. We're also allies of humankind. We have the blessings of monsters and regular people alike. Because damn it, we're just trying to protect people. People everywhere. Of every species. And listen, I know you didn't mean to hurt who you hurt. I know you meant to just fuck me over. And yeah, I'm a little pissed. More than a little pissed, but I'm not the type of person that's just gonna blast you point blank to get even. If even one of you walks away from this tonight and understands why we do what we do, then that's fine with me. And I'll pocket it and I'll just go back to Sally.
I'm Audrey.
Travis. I guess you already knew that. And he'll
Yeah.
drop the spell if it hasn't already dropped already. I can't remember if I'm win still or not, but
It can very dramatically drop right now.
yeah, he'll drop the spell and just Travis.
For what it's worth. Sorry.
I appreciate it.
I think we might have been working off some bad information.
Well, it's happened to us. Happens to everyone. I'm just glad we could clear it up for you.
Gave you the information.
Demi.
Okay, just something I have a question about. Artemis doesn't have children. She swore to be a virgin forever. I mean, is that wrong? Did we get that wrong, or is Demeter different, or not Demeter? Diana?
Annabelle? She kind of looks to where Annabelle is sort of finally coming out from under the table. I can probably answer that. It's more of a moniker than a literal
Oh,
children. Are you familiar with the Daughters of Artemis?
No. Wait, her hunters?
Ajax, you know who these people are.
Lifts the mask. Yeah.
Hector, you've heard of them too. So she wasn't wrong when she said they trace themselves all the way back to ancient Greece. The Daughters of Artemis were priestesses, hunters, warriors, lots of things. Mostly they made their way into legend as huntresses, but there is magic involved. There's always magic involved. For a long time, they were just hunters, and some of them still just are. They're still around. But over time, things change. Not everyone's a daughter, so they became the children. They started letting in different people. They found out about lichens, children of the moon. They started letting them in. Other monsters sort of made their way in too, and it was okay for a while. And then it wasn't. When groups get really big, they tend to disagree and they tend to splinter.
Yep. Schism.
Yeah. So, the children of Artemis are still out there somewhere. But apparently, allegedly, according to the history, some of them split off, the more militant types. And they became the children of Diana, mostly out of spite. For most of us, it was just a group that met at a coffee shop that knew what it was like to be weird. And then in the last couple of months, it's gotten really weird.
Either. Because of Demi?
Yeah. She really does think she's her daughter, though.
Travis will elbow Sally and just sort of say aside to her. Doesn't sound much different than your little support group, huh? Might be.
Yeah, we don't really do outings, though.
That's fair enough, but I mean, if this is just a place for people to feel safe, could be something you could work on with them, right?
Yeah. Can bring it up.
Just a thought.
Ajax will pull Abby aside. Do we want to have my order involved in this? I probably have a moral obligation to report this at the very least.
Have them look into Demi, but the rest of these people, they don't. I mean, they just made a mistake.
I know.
Abby's gonna turn back to the Gorgon and hold out her hand and just say, "I'm Abby, by the way."
Annabelle.
I'm a bit of a scientist. If you ever need anything, like you're hurt or you guys need help, I have been experimenting with non-human DNA and blood, and I can heal a lot of things not just with magic, but with science. So if you ever need anything, she holds out a card that has her phone number on it.
Thanks. Yeah.
I mean, even if it's like a sickness or something, it doesn't have to be like mortal wounds. I'm happy to help.
She's good. 5 stars. We'll use again.
The rest of them start to sort of come into the center of the room as behind you slowly the werebears, now back in human form, starts to wake up and kind of shake his head a little bit, kind of shake it off, and just kind of looks up, like looks around.
You want a beer? You want a beer?
Yeah.
Just once. Do you mind if Abby like goes over to him and starts like opening his eyelids and like making sure he doesn't have a concussion?
He doesn't. He's okay. He has a pretty strong. You can sort of see the bruises and everything that were forming already starting to kind of shrink and go down.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
I'm cool.
Thank you.
Hey, yo, man. I'm Sal, by the way.
Thanks.
Oh, you missed the talk. We're all cool now. Yeah.
Cool. I'm Luca.
Yeah. So, werebear, huh?
Hey, you hit really hard.
Me?
He's looking at Hector, but
Oh, okay. I was
Hey.
just like, I was like, I didn't
You've
hit
got
you.
a-
Did I hit you?
You have a pretty good right hook paw. Hook. Yeah, 2.
He's a southpaw.
Ha!
Nice.
Ajax, leave now. No.
No, yeah, he's leaving to go make a phone call.
Yeah, sorry about hitting. Like I said, I really just wanted her to go so we could talk. I didn't mean for it to get all out of hand.
right. You see a couple of them sort of making their way into the center of the room, checking on everyone, making sure they're okay. And you see Alice with her sort of bright green hair and freckles kind of make her way over to all of you. And so now what? What are we supposed to do?
You said y'all meet at a coffee shop? Used to, anyway?
Yeah.
Whoa, where's that at?
You don't have to tell all of us if it's just a monster, a non-human thing.
It's kind of downtown. Why are you looking at me like that?
Me?
Yeah, you just have this look in your eyes like you know something.
Oh. Nah.
It's okay, you don't have to say.
I think you should all go back to meeting at your coffee shop. And if you need anything, let us know.
Right, and just, don't rob any more banks. And you should probably donate that money to charity.
It wasn't actually that much. It was kind of for show.
Right.
It's like $60 that was in the till.
That's not even like larceny, right?
We still have to clear Travis's name.
Yeah, I'm working on a concept, and he just shoots a look at Rexy.
Idea.
Rexy had faded back to next to the doorway, like nobody's getting out of here, but she was trying to act cool, like, okay, I've got it covered. And then you look around, and then you look past Hector, and she's over there by the door. She's like, I'll do what I can.
Yeah, you might need to have a combo with Mitch. Like,
Yeah,
a
well,
one.
I'm working on it. I got an idea.
Okay.
For what it's worth, if we can help. week I know you.
I'm looking to do this without outing the magic using community. Rex over there is our resident, well,
Woman in
non-magical
black?
genius. Yeah. So I think we could cook something up that's for mortal eyes only. But thank you.
Hey, did you say your key was Faye?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So am I.
No shit.
Yeah.
Where do you hail from?
Well, here.
Like your ancestry, then.
Yeah. My mom's kind of weird.
What was Selena's title?
Oh boy.
Did she have a title? I mean, she's
Queen of the Night or something.
Did she tell you?
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yes.
It was that. I don't know that she ever gave you all an official title. She mostly when she referred to them, she referred to herself and Oriana as the sun and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
She did refer to the different kingdoms, though. You had the kingdoms of Dusk, Dawn, and Shadow. Shadow, which, as far as you know, they were getting rid of.
Yeah. I may be pretty tight with the kingdoms of Dusk. A little bit Dawn, but it's more of a working relationship.
No shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of owes us one.
Whoa. That's like big time stuff.
Yeah.
You're a big deal. Look at that.
So are you like a warlock?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Exactly like a warlock. He'll turn to Sally just discreetly and just do one of these like
I think you might have a new best friend.
So you talk to them for the next few minutes, sort of figure out what you're going to do from here. Ajax has left to make a phone call.
Pulls out a burner phone, dials a special number, gives him his name and designation. I need you to look into someone for me. Claims to be named Demi. She's a child of, oh dear, Diana Nephilim.
Okay. You get an affirmative. They take the information that you have and will be back to you very shortly with everything they can find.
Oh, while I still have you, he'll text Abby. Do we still need a Travis-sized cadaver?
Doesn't look like it at this point.
Never mind. Thank you.
Anytime. All right. You call it in and wait for a response. So what are you all doing?
I guess getting to know all the cool people in this cool creature club. But we do gotta figure out how to clear Travis's name. I'm all for letting Mitch know. Like, hey, you poked your nose in. Look, magic's real. So just so you know, that's what's up. But, I mean, if you want to keep her in the dark, that's cool.
Might be good to have a cop on our side who knows about magic stuff.
well, yeah, for sure. Rexy, I was gonna How familiar are you with like deep fakes in the sense of not creepy porn shit?
It's a very specific designation.
What? Abby looks very concerned.
Well, deep fakes are like when people try to blackmail celebrities or at least like
Well, technically speaking, deepfakes are a learning program where they take facial recognition of a. Sorry, what?
anyway. One-on-one with Mitch. Come to her with the real footage. Say it was staged.
You are an evil genius because the real footage was Demi.
Mm-hmm. And if you could also kind of touch... Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. I got people's names mixed up. I was going to say real footage as Demi is diabolical. I was just going to say touch up the reflection so that it doesn't look like... Rob forgets her name. Audrey?
Yeah.
Audrey.
Audrey. So it doesn't look like Audrey, and just say, hey, they're not the greatest fakers because here you go. And maybe make that look like Debbie.
Yeah.
So keep the Travis bits, but yeah, they're not great. They missed a spot. Pointed out, oh, look, Demi's face in the reflection. How'd that happen?
Also, Travis, I can get a really good lawyer for you, so when you go in and present all this information, it will be very official and they can have your back.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. I
One
think
slight issue. The teller did see actually you and not Demi.
Pay them off.
Make them
Yeah.
disappear.
we can... Let's
Fine.
maybe workshop this a little bit. I'm not saying we do it tomorrow or next week. I'm thinking about maybe laying low for a bit. Just let this all cool off. Handle it, Ajax.
Why pay them off when we can magic their brain?
Fair.
That too, but there's a lot of heated tempers in the intelligence and police community right now, and I just...
Yeah, I want to lay low for a little bit.
Yeah.
Good. You have a lot of work to do.
Eh?
Oh, I was gonna do this when we got home, but Abby goes into her bag and pulls out a piece of paper and hands it to Travis. It's a list of all the rules he broke and the punishment for them.
To be fair, Winthrop Crowley broke quite a few rules as well.
He has a list too. He'll get it when he gets back.
Fair enough. There is one other point of business that I didn't, now that we're all settled here, if everybody doesn't mind, just 1 second. Travis hugs Abby. The tightest hug she has ever gotten from him.
She hugs him back and her feet go off the ground.
Ajax sidles up next to Sal. So, when did you two become a thing?
Puts her arm around him. That's a really interesting story. You want a beer?
Beer.
Just sort of gives him a real tight grasp on his shoulder. Real tight. In the meantime, though, how are you taking care of our girl?
I mean, pretty well enough. While she's at class, I'm sort of doubling as a janitor.
It's good. Yeah, I like that.
Ooh. I've been kind of hiding guns in the ceiling of Cambridge. I think I might have left one in the research wing. Ah, well.
Sal approves. And she'll lead him over to grab a beer and scare him a little, as grandmothers are wont to do.
Do you all always discuss breaking the law this much in public?
My friend, I was a career criminal prior to being a career warlock. So, yes. Yes, we do.
I also wouldn't call some folks that we just got, cool with public. They're cool. We're all cool, right?
There's some nodding in your vicinity.
Any of it a lie?
And they're, no, no. I think you can tell, Rex, just by looking at them. They're all sort of looking at Hector terrified because he just magicked away their leader. And then, as far as they're concerned, hit a werebear so hard it almost died.
Rex doesn't even get the credit. Everyone just thinks Hector hit the bear so hard it made a loud noise.
She's sneaky.
Fied by Rex. And
They heard a thunderclap.
Yeah, and once they have, nodded in acquiescence, yeah, that's Rexy's cue to slip out.
Okay. All right, you slip out.
Hector, right?
Yes. Abby.
Yes. Since you're gonna be coming to my house, I'm gonna need some blood samples.
Don't worry, she asked the same thing of me.
You're not the first person to ask for that.
I said the same thing.
I never took my blood while I was awake.
If they trust you, I trust you enough with that too.
She like
Abby's kin. She's good.
I'm going to scout around a little bit to see if Demi is in the area, just to make sure. Because she
you
could
want a
come
hand?
back at any time.
You want a hand?
I'll move
I didn't
faster
get a
if I'm
piece
by
of her, so.
I'll move faster if I'm by myself. But I'll meet you back at the car.
I move pretty fast.
Hector teleports away
What?
with a flap of his angel wings.
I can also do this cool time stop thing. Abby starts explaining something, and I'll do it. She'll do it later, but
Okay. So, you have these conversations, you make some new friends. Hector, you teleport away.
He just like bamfs around the area. You know, the supernatural thing, the angel lands somewhere because they don't have the CGI to show them flying,
Yeah.
and lands somewhere, kind of scouts around, lands in another alley, kind of scouts around. He's just looking to make sure she hasn't like come back.
Okay. Yeah, you scout around for a little bit. Go ahead and roll me to read a situation. A bad
Read
situation.
a bad situation.
Plus sharp,
Bye.
my boy.
Hey, it's only a 0. It's not a negative. It's smarter than Win was. That's my best roll
Hey.
tonight. That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're scouting around, you can ask one question or you can say, has she been here?
Yeah, has she been here?
Yeah. You scout around for a bit, sort of popping into the alleys, up onto the roof of the bookstore at one point, just in case. Looking around, when you pop up onto the roof, you look around for a moment, don't see anything at first, and then as you're getting ready to leave, you see sort of just a faint glittering, like a sparkle in one corner. Like when you're riding your bike in Pokemon and you drive past it and you're like, wait, was that something? It's like that. You look over briefly and just sort of resting on the ground, you see this sort of long white feather.
Assuming it doesn't just like vanish, he picks it up.
It's very shiny.
Is this an angel feather?
Probably.
I mean, is this the same, like, because Hector has wings?
They
wings
look
too,
familiar.
so-
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, Rex.
He would have probably seen between like a dumpster and some pallets or something, Rexy's curled up in a ball, just crying.
Teleports back down there. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's cool. Yeah. I just and she's like completely now really stupidly flustered, and like blushing, and then she just kind of is like, I gotta pack my gear up and we'll be at the car, and she walks away from you.
Okay. That's where I'm going too. He just sort of stands there for a bit, awkwardly, waiting for her to walk to the car, and then also walks to the car.
She starts the equipment breakdown stuff.
But doesn't push the issue.
Okay. So that's awkward for you. As everything is sort of wrapping up inside, Ajax, you receive a call back.
Excuses himself, flips the burner open.
We found something. They give you a little bit of information, what they were able to find about Demi. So we think she's legit.
Great. What do you want me to do about it?
Take her out. Elimination as clean as possible. But we can't have that far of a lineage trace. And she goes back real far.
How far are we talking?
Ancient Greece, at least.
Great. So I'm dealing with a Nephilim that's been around the block a couple of times. And probably some hinky magic going into it.
At least.
I mean, it's not the worst.
No. But I'd watch out. I don't think she's letting on everything. And I don't imagine she ever will.
All right.
But she's old as shit.
Mask is going to be on from here on out. I'll contact you when the job is done.
Affirmative. The hang up.
He'll chuck the phone on the ground and stomp it with his boot. Abby gets a text that reads, "We need to talk."
Where are you?
Upstairs.
Okay. Be right there. Abby moves out of the room. Finds Ajax.
He's fiddling with his mask in his hands as she's coming up the stairs.
What's going on?
Talk to my order about Demi. She's old as shit.
Okay.
Ancient Greece at the very least.
Wow.
They asked me to take her out.
They didn't want any more information.
Said the lineage runs too deep. That's old magic.
She's not using it for good.
Nope.
Are they sending a team?
Nope.
They're expecting just you to handle this?
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
Try not to die.
Do you want us to help?
For the most part, this is my mission. You know how I feel about that. I could use the support, but I might have to be the one to do the finishing blow.
Is this something you want everyone to know about?
Keep it under wraps for now. We'll see how things flow from here.
Okay.
Oh, and he'll put the mask. Well,
No.
he'll pull her in, give her a small kiss, and then put the mask on.
She puts her forehead to his once his mask is on. Be safe.
Text message. Always am. It's the Batman style disappear.
Mm-hmm. Abby goes back downstairs and are we ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just getting some numbers. So, you were going to tell me about the coffee shop, though. Talking to the fairy.
Right. Yeah, it's downtown, and I don't really know if I'm supposed to say.
If it's a secret, it's cool. It's cool. Don't worry.
But it's a lot of people like us.
Cool. It's nice meeting y'all. Yeah. We'll work around, and if you need anything, yeah, here's our number, and you can give us a call.
Cool.
See you later.
Do you leave them?
When everybody comes back up, Hector's gonna go over to Travis when he comes out of the store. And he's got the feather in his hand, and he goes, Travis, since you're sort of the group's magic expert,
Go on.
do you think that you could do something with this to find Demi?
You're talking about like a tracing spell, locate a person. I'll see what I can cook up. Might and then I guess as he watches Abby leave the room, come outside. Listen, everything I learned. Well, 90% of the stuff I learned from her. She's the expert you're looking for, but I will help any way I can.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Either way, it doesn't matter. I don't know what to do with this, but I believe this is...
So it's okay. It's okay. Here, I'll grab
Okay.
up. This isn't gonna like kill me, is it? Can I touch
I don't
it?
think so.
Okay, great. He will take it.
Hector kind of
Doesn't kill you.
winces a little bit, like he's not entirely sure when Travis takes it, and then as soon as he's okay, he just nods. He's like, okay.
Yeah, he just pats you on the shoulder and just goes over to Abby.
What is that?
This is a feather from our dear angelic friend who our other
Hector?
dear angelic friend. No,
Oh.
the one that the bad one.
Demi.
Yeah, that one.
Maybe.
It's not yours?
No.
Okay.
In any
But
event,
unless there
I
was
figured-
another angel in the area, it could have been from them.
Well, this is like 2 more angels than I expected to handle at any given moment in Georgia, so
Technically, they're demigods. They're not angels.
Nephilim.
her name is Demi.
Well, would
And
it be
she's
an
a demigod.
Angel? I mean, like, doesn't Wynn have a buddy who's an angel? He wouldn't be checking in on us or anything, right?
Oh god, you
Yes?
think he fell for it? You think he thought I was Win?
You know another
Maybe.
angel.
In any case.
Yeah. Our friend Wynn's got a mentor. I don't know. What's his name?
Angelic pen pal.
Yeah.
In any case, Abs. Figure we do a little magic, try and track down who this belongs to.
Sure. To the lab?
To the lab.
Do you want to ride in the Tesla?
Does a werebear shit in the werewoods? You fucking bet your ass I want to ride in the Tesla.
All right, let's watch the language, okay? But yeah, let's go.
Whilst all that was going on, Rexy's bike shows up by itself and then folds up out so she can ride it. And she just sends a text, headed for home. Catch you guys.
But we're gonna do science.
And do you say that to her?
Yeah, if you send a text, she'll send a text back that's
Oh.
we're gonna do science. With 2 exclamation marks.
Yeah. There's a bunch of dots and heading home. It is like a long drawn out like that.
Yeah.
Heading home, get out of this sweaty gear, be there in a bit. And it's
Cool.
probably like, the longest normal sentence you've ever gotten
Yeah.
from text or Rex without exclamations or
Yeah.
emojis.
Cool, I'm gonna get this plane smell off of me too. Go home and shower. Get all the airplane germs off me, and then science.
And then science. Any final things anybody wants to leave with? Okay. As you go away in your various methods of disappearing, we're going to call it there for the day because we are at time. Let me put on our Georgia music. Boop. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us today, especially RJ, who came to hang out with us and play a game today. We're so happy to have you. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to think about what we're gonna do next time. More so than usual. But I don't have to think about that right now because right now we're gonna do our end of session questions because at the end of the session, the keeper has the following questions. Did we conclude the current mystery? Oh,
Yes.
that was both an
No.
aggressive thumbs up and an aggressive thumbs down.
What is define mystery?
We solved the mystery of who's doing what and why. We have not solved the problem of Travis still
Well,
being.
the problem was the shapeshifter, who won't be shapeshifting to do fuck over Travis anymore. So, check.
I could go either way. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, this is kind of in the same vein as like, okay, there's still a looming threat, but the immediate like little mystery.
We leave a lot of looming threats still.
I'm still totally in the employ of an evil demon. We haven't even touched that in.
I don't think we've
Yeah,
ever
I
solved a
don't know.
mystery, guys. I think all of them are still out
I
there.
disagree.
I'm gonna say yes because it's fun. Mini mystery solved. Looming mystery still on the table. Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Yeah, we didn't kill
Save
nobody.
Travis.
You did save Travis very hard.
I was fine. I have a duster that protects me from 2 harm. I didn't even take any harm. Easy.
Yes.
So that's
I'm gonna say yes.
all right.
I'm gonna say yes.
I don't
did
want to
have
be the princess in the castle.
I did have a lot of flashbacks to Travis being attacked by vampires on Marcelo's kitchen floor.
Yeah, that went a lot worse because I hurt myself with my magic.
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Children of Artemis and Diana.
Yeah, we
And...
learned about all that, the whole
So many
schism
things.
and whatnot. Lore, baby.
To really name my order.
Gotta get him in here. Did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? Or two of the hunters? Or three of the hunters? We learned that Win is really Travis in disguise.
Bum, bum, bum.
I know.
I learned
Very
Travis and
surprising.
Sal are dating.
You did.
That was technically new information for Ajax.
We learned a lot about Ajax. Well, you guys did.
Yeah. A little bit about Hector.
Yeah. About his teleport. I mean, Abby learned everything about Hector.
Yeah.
besides
It was a
what she
lot.
did
All
to-
right.
to vet
We
him.
learned a bunch.
2 XP for everyone.
Level up.
Ajax, did you level up?
I leveled up.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
All right.
So, as a group, we're going to talk about what we're pursuing later in a little bit when we're not on the internet anymore. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us today for this wonderful game that I have the privilege of running. Thank you, RJ, for jumping into the middle of this game and putting Ajax in there and being awesome. We're so glad to have you. We'll be back 1 week from today in fucking November. November 1st.
7th March or whatever we're at now.
I don't
7th
know.
March.
I stopped counting. It'll be Sunday, November 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And that gives us a week to make a plan. Yes.
Are we doing a Christmas theme show next week?
We did a Christmas themed show in April. So,
And then we do like Halloween and like
no, in
July.
game it's June.
Okay.
Doing a 4th of July episode.
It's June. Hector,
Depending on
it's
the time,
June.
it could have been my birthday.
We'll do an Ajax birthday episode next time. How about that?
No.
An RJ episode. We'll do an RJ themed episode.
We save a guy named RJ.
Yep. That's what we're doing. No one can stop me. I'm in charge. We'll be back 1 week from today. No, Sunday, November 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, all of these people have Twitters and Twitches that you can follow. They are listed in bold letters below their faces right now. Yeah, we'll be back live here on GGK on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're playing Overarms. Sean's running it. It's gonna be great. And a lot of us are doing a lot of other shit on the internet. So, anybody want to plug anything before we go away?
Oh, I'm doing a giveaway on my Twitter.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, it ends in 2 days, so do the thing. RJustice282.
Everybody go to @rjustice282 on Twitter and follow and do giveaway things. And also just follow RJ. And everyone else. But especially RJ because he's the special guest today. But yeah, we'll be back soon. We love you all very much. And until next week, good game and good night, Internet.